Next on CTN News.
I think it was a real eye-opener for a lot of people.
Counting the homeless, volunteers comb local communities to gauge the scope of the problem in Anoka County. Plus, more than a dozen people sound off on a new respectful learning policy at this week's school board meeting. But first,
personally, as a business owner, I'm against it.
Gas station owners not too pumped about a proposed ordinance requiring the prepayment of gas. That tops CTN News this Friday, January 27th, 2012. Thanks for joining us. The Coon Rapids City Council tabled the measure when it came before them last month.
They wanted to give business owners a chance to come up with alternatives to going to a citywide prepay mandate. This week, those owners appeared at a City Council work session to discuss the issue further. CTN's Steve Antis was also there, and he joins us now with more on the discussion. Steve?
Karen, the Coon Rapids City Council heard an earful on their proposed prepay fuel ordinance at Tuesday evening's work session. While most are against it, the police department insists the ordinance would take a bite out of no pays at gas stations. There's pain at the pump for gas retailers, both large and small.
And we don't want to put a bunch of strain on the local police department.
Drive-offs hurt everyone. Some station owners voluntarily make pumps farthest away prepay, but most feel a mandate requiring it would cause more harm than good.
We use what's called the Uniform Crime Report.
At the work session, Police Chief Brad Wise made his case for the proposed ordinance. The number of reported drive-offs in 2008 saw 423 gas thefts. Police issued only 9 citations. Last year, that number rose to 481 gas thefts with only 10 citations written. The police chief said that in 75 of the cases, stolen license plates were used.
I think we can handle this problem ourselves.
More than a dozen people spoke to the council on the proposed ordinance. Some argued that an increase in credit card use would eat up profits. Still others said customers who pay by cash or check would likely go outside of the city to buy their gas. The station owners and operators say they've formed a working group to reduce theft.
We want to create a solution because it's real dollars and we want to prevent crime also.
We can drive down these crime rates.
Business owner Rick Dean is also a board member of the Minnesota Petroleum Marketers Association. They've introduced legislation during this session at the Minnesota legislature to try and change the state's drive-off law.
We feel the legislation, along with a best practices working group with the local retailers would make a significant dent in the number of drive-offs that we see.
If the ordinance does ultimately pass, it would be the first of its kind in the state. Now, the issue is expected to come back before the City Council on February 21st. Gas station owners and operators say they plan to be at that City Council meeting. Karen?
All right, we'll see what happens. Thank you, Steve.